There was a moment in my life when I realized that advertising was what I wanted to do. And it actually happened in a McDonald's, which is weird because I don't go in there that often, but one time I did, and I was zoning out, and I was just like reading the cup. I was just reading my cup for some reason, and it kind of, I had this eureka moment when I realized, I was admiring, the font and the voice that they have. It's consistent on, every McDonald's, whatever you look at, they have the same kind of voice. And I was thinking about that and comparing it to my background knowledge in yearbook. And I kind of started to realize the parallels, and I realized that that was something I really loved and it was really fascinated by, and that was when I realized that that's what I wanted to do. Because McDonald's, whether you like their food or not, or what they stand for, you can't deny that they're a huge part of our society, and you can't deny that that's not an accident. It was all planned. They created this image, and they created everything about that. You look and you see red and yellow, and you know it's McDonald's. You don't even have to see the golden arches. You can see like the way they do what they do. It's unique to them. That part is harder to explain to people because it's like intangible value. A company could be worth $3 million, but McDonald's is worth more than the food they sell. That food isn't what makes it special. It's everything that comes with it, and so that is. It's harder to explain, but it's really what I'm interested in. And so that's when I realized that that's what I wanted to do with my life. So because of yearbook, print work has always kind of been my first love. But, people ask me, oh, so are you going to do print work when you get older? And I would love print work, but I have no idea what I'm going to end up doing. And I think that's just it. It's, I could do print work, I could do web design, I could do, multimedia, I could do, cinematography, I could do public relations, I could end up, doing promoting for a celebrity, or I could just, do TV commercials, radio, it's a very broad field, and I think that's cool is because, yes, advertising is what I want to do, advertising, done, I'm not saying I wouldn't change that, but I'm pretty sure advertising is what I want to do, but I still don't know what I'm going to end up doing. So that's kind of cool. It's like I have a direction, but it's not set in stone. So it's just kind of like, it's exciting, and I think it'll always be interesting because so many different things will be going on. Also, recently I have kind of been realizing that advertising is a form of art. And I didn't really think of it in that way before, and I don't think a lot of people do. And I never really thought of myself as an artist per se. Like, I definitely creativity has been part of my life, but I've never thought of myself as an artist, because I think when I think of artist, I think, painting, drawing, sculpting, whatever you want to do. And it's kind of like, I think people don't think of advertising as art because there's so much bad advertising, and it pops up and it annoys you, and it's like, ew, go away, like, head on, reply directly to the forehead, head on, and you're like, ugh, shut up, mute, and then and so you think of it as more of a nuisance, and then a creation that could potentially be something magnificent. You don't think about that, but then, every once in a while there's that commercial that is just hilarious, and you laugh every time you watch it, and then your friend quotes it, and like, bow chicka wow wow, and then you're like, what? And like, it becomes like pop culture. I don't know. I've been on DeviantArt, which is this online art archive. I was going through, and there's so much bad art out there, and I'm sure it means something to somebody and everything like that, but it's just like, you kind of have to search through and find good art, something that really speaks to you, means something to you, looks amazing, it just like, it's powerful. And it's the same thing with advertising. You kind of have to wade through all the crap to find something that's amazing. And then when you find that, it's inspiring. And that's kind of the same thing. It's kind of the same thing with advertising. It's there may be a lot of kind of garbage out there, but then you find and you keep looking for the stuff that's really just makes you say, wow, and it inspires you. Realizing that kind of just further solidified how much more depth there is to advertising than I think people really realize. If I'm an advertiser, I'm not just an advertiser. I'm going to be a writer, someone who can communicate to mass audiences. You know, that involves psychology. I'm also going to be a designer and an artist and maybe a cinematographer, who knows, because also you have to take that message that you came up with and then developed and then convey it to people. And it takes a lot of different skills coming together to kind of make that happen. And so all of that is kind of why I love what I do and what I will do.